Guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the planet. Welcome back to the Kop TV Hot Kopics podcast, episode 119. Myself, AGT, and Doyle are in the studio, giving you the latest and greatest hot topics, aka Hot Kopics.
Hey, right? Hey, that's why we did it.
That's why, yeah. Do you know who actually thought of that name? I'll be super honest, because you know on the Kop TV, you've been in all of them. Kop to bottom, Kop bins, yeah, Kop TV. I remember when we started this podcast, I was in the office. Man like Cecil said, what about Hot Kopics? And I went, you know when you just drop everything, you go, that's it.
The one,
that's it. So yeah, shout out to Cess. He's
sacked all the other Kop shows off and just done Hot Kopics, lad.
No, Kop bins will come back one day, soon, hopefully.
Yeah,
but how are you, man? You right?
Yeah, man, it's absolutely scorching in London today, yeah. And as a little scouser with a quiff, lad, oh my days. It's the first day, get on this. It's the first day I've accepted that I have to wear sunglasses as a man. That's what I have to do, lad.
You're an idiot.
I know, I agree. I'm an idiot, bud, yeah?
You are an
Every time
idiot.
I go in the sun, yeah, I'm literally like this, lad. Hey, where are we, lad? Where we going, boys? What's happening? So, someone kindly give me some sunglasses, very kindly, and they, someone lights on me, don't they? You know, right? What's happening?
AGT got you them sunglasses, yeah?
He did.
Basically, as long as I've known Doyle, he's had this weird, what am I even going to call it? Conspiracy that Scouse people don't wear sunglasses. And my face, like, you know how I am now? The De Niro comes out.
It's weird, yeah. I've got, I don't know why I've held on to some things, right? You can't wear white socks in Liverpool. I wear white socks, don't care. But I won't wear sunglasses for some reason, and I don't know why.
He said, Scousers don't wear shunnies, lads. And then you see all these Scousers with the string.
Yeah,
that's like Scouse
and the
thing.
bucket hats and that, lad. And I was like, oh, yeah.
And then he's there going at a wedding like that.
Anyway,
can't see.
I've bloody got some, yeah.
So I took him somewhere. I got him some sunglasses, and I was like, wear them.
Nice ones, them as well, you know.
They are very nice ones.
Benny.
Big up. Right, smash that like button if you're watching on YouTube. Do send in your hot Kopics via the comment section, and then subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you are listening on audio platforms, make sure you give us a 5-star rating, and make sure you follow us as well. There's actually quite a lot to get through today, Doyle, so we'll crack on. The first thing I wanted to talk about is Darwin Nunez.
Yeah.
First of all, feliz cumpleaños. It's his birthday today.
Happy birthday!
1 year older, 1 year wiser.
How do I say that in Spanish?
1 year more clinical.
I'll say
feliz cumpleaños.
Feliz cumpleaños.
Feliz
Cumpleaños. Feliz cumpleaños.
Yeah,
sort of.
Almost. He has got a new trim. It's very much like when you go to Tenerife when
and
you're
your little
11
sister
years
gets
old,
the braids with the little the beads on and that, lad.
That's it. But he looks good. Listen, he's a good-looking boy. Any hairstyle
he can do what he wants as he scores goals, lad. He can have whatever haircut he wants, lad. I don't care,
honestly.
Lad. You know what I mean?
He tried this earlier on in the season, I'm pretty sure, as well, for Liverpool.
It looks like it might make him a bit more
aerodynamic.
You know what I mean, lad?
I mean, he's rapid. We know that.
Absolutely.
But the main thing to talk about is how he is on fire for Uruguay.
I know.
They played Panama last night. They won 3-1, was it?
Yeah, 3-1.
He scored a nice left-footed volley, which we haven't seen many of. And do you know what? It's like I'm watching a different player sometimes when I see him play for Uruguay. I don't know, he's more clinical. I think it's 9 goals in his last 6 games, but he seems to just explode a little bit more when he plays for his country, you know, and he's very positive. I'm going to reel off some things that he's actually spoken about in his press conference after. I'd love him to say stuff like this when he's at Liverpool as well, Doyle. He said, I'm going to make 5 or 10 mistakes, but I'm going to try 11 times. You should never give up, otherwise nothing will ever come of it.
That's the spirit we know him on.
And I like that, because me and you have spoken about this fella a lot, and we want him to have that mentality. And it's great to see him speak really mature and admit that he's not always going to score a hat-trick every game, but keep trying. And that's what he has done for Liverpool, Doyle. But what do you think is maybe stopping him speaking like this? I mean, he's speaking in Spanish. He's more comfortable being in South America. We know that. But I'd like to see him do more interviews in English and adapt this mentality going into Liverpool, because it's all the tools are there, bro. And it looks like maybe, I don't know, is this the season where he finally explodes for Liverpool?
I mean, the question's very loaded question. There's loads of different things that you can say about it. I think, one, he's with all his mates, lad. He's with all his countrymen. Of course, he feels more comfortable. He can speak to everybody. They have all the same references in life. You know, they can all point to the same direction of where they come from, etc. What another thing to add, not taken away from him, in the Premier League, he's being a better quality defender. He is. That's just the way it is. The league's the best in the world because they cultivate all the best players around the globe, lad. So I think, yes, he's doing well, but he's also playing against teams that he should be scoring against, in my opinion, when you're an £80 million striker for Liverpool, right?
Yeah.
Number 3 is the English media, lad. It's awful. It's terrible. It literally knocks players down. Doesn't matter where you're from, who you are. If you do one thing wrong, it will eat you up. You could be a hero one day and a villain the next, lad. So definitely that's contributing towards it. I think I love to see that from him, lad. That's what we've all known him to be. I think it comes through, and even when he's playing, you see him miss a chance and he just has another one. That's what he does. He smiles, he laughs it off, and he gets on with it. And we love that endearing quality about him, lad. That's exactly what we want him to just build on when he's come back to Liverpool. Whether he's going to have the season, this season going into it, I don't know, lad. It's hard to tell with him. Genuinely, I can't tell. Especially, like, don't know what his mindset's like right now when he's took all the Liverpool pictures off his social media. And another thing to think about is, we just brought a Dutch manager in, lad. And who else have we got in that position? Or we've been playing in that position. Gakpo, right? How good's Gakpo been? Gakpo has been a different player in this Euros, lad. Watching him has been amazing. Although he hasn't been playing centrally and he's been playing on that left wing, you can see probably, I think Slot is going to have a position for Gakpo. I really do, just on that Dutch connection. But we'll see, lads. I can't really tell you right now. I can't. I'm just glad he's doing well and he's feeling himself and he's got a brand new haircut, lads.
And
Good
it's
for
his
him.
B-day today.
Yeah, it's
So
happy
shout
birthday,
out
lads.
to him. So I guess what we can take from his trips when he plays for Uruguay is we'd love some of that kind of... I mean, listen, what I don't want to do is say that he doesn't have any passion when he plays for Liverpool.
Exactly.
'Cause he does.
Exactly.
I don't want to, like,
we're not saying that.
break him
Exactly.
down even more, because it's clear to see that when he is on that pitch...
He's one of the most passionate players I've ever seen.
He's the passion... I'm
He's
getting
mad.
goosebumps talking about it,
He's
because I've
mad.
seen him rile up the crowd. I've seen him celebrate like a madman when he scores the last-minute winner. I've seen him give it to the crowd. I've seen him headbutt someone. You know, I've seen him do really bad things, but at the same time, what we've got to be so careful of, and we're seeing the exact same thing with Trent right now in the English media, like you mentioned, is we can't pile onto him. We've really got to rally and get behind him. And then when he takes his pictures off the Instagram, that's when you think, well, you know, maybe you could be a little bit stronger. I mean, we've spoken
hard,
to a
like-
Benfica fan
Yeah,
about this as well, and
Yeah,
they
we
said
did.
the same thing.
he did.
So yeah, we're hoping for a strong pre-season. You know, he's obviously going to have a break from being in the Copa. He probably won't get as long a pre-season as we would have liked, maybe. But what are you expecting? And obviously, we want your comments as well in the chat. What are you expecting? Or two questions. What do you want him to do next season? And what do you expect him to do next season for us? And again, let us know in the comments how you think next season goes for Darwin.
I think he has a fire in his belly that aligns with Scousers, lad. I think he'll want to prove himself to us and to a new manager. Not that he hasn't already showed us unbelievable qualities that he has in the game, but I think going into this is almost a make or break type of season. This is, do I stay at Liverpool for the next 2-3 years, or do I look for another club after this season? And so I think he goes into pre-season, he works hard off the back of a good Copa America, and then see what happens if he hits the ground running. I expect him to fight back, lad. I think that's his character. I don't think he's the type of person to go into himself and become meek and a shadow. I think he will stand up for himself, try and make himself seen. And whether or not that's successful is yet to be seen, essentially. But we'll see it, lad. We'll see what he's going to do. I think he's going to react. I don't think he's not going to react. The fact that he's having these things on social media where he's taking pictures off and he's done it before in Benfica tells me he's quite an emotional man, right? So he knows what's happening this season, lad. I feel like he does. Plus, new manager, right? Got to prove yourself to a new manager. Everybody does. Even Virgil, even Trent. Everybody has to prove themselves, lad.
Do you know what? I'm looking at little clips of him playing for Uruguay, and it genuinely, it's almost like I want to sign that player for Liverpool.
Yeah,
do you
it's
know
the
what I
way
mean?
it goes, lad.
But he already plays for us. There's videos of him finding his family in the crowd after. You know, it's 9 goals in 6 games. He even took the number 19 shirt just so that Luis Suarez could take the 9. Which I really like, because obviously Luis Suarez is, in a lot of ways, not the best role model, but in a lot of ways he is.
Football and role
at
model.
Liverpool.
He's a great football and role model, but as a person, probably.
That's 9 goals and 1 assist in his last 6 games.
I will add,
for Uruguay.
I need to reiterate, honestly, like, he is playing lesser quality defenders. I'm not disrespecting the league or the tournament at all. It's just that the Premier League cultivates all of the best defenders. That's why it's more difficult to score goals. It is. And just to add to what we were talking about him as well, he scored loads of late winners, lad. He has. That's what he's done for us, because he's tenacious, because he has that endearing quality, and I want to see that from him next season. I want to see him against the Chelsea, against United, against the Arsenal, against City, putting up good performances, lad, to show us that you belong with the best players. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think he can. he definitely can, lad. Both his personality and his footballing style have showed us wonderful glimpses of what an amazing person and an amazing footballer he can be. But we've also had the other side of them, the coin on them things as well. So that's why it's really hard to decide, right?
Yeah.
We still love you though, lads. Absolutely. You're a Liverpool player, and as long as you've got that shirt on, lad, we love you, kid. That's the way it goes. So we're back here. I hope he sees stuff like this, because he probably sees all the negative crap, but he doesn't probably see people like us that genuinely want him to do well. Lad. You play for our club. We want you to excel, brother. We want you to be the best in the world if you can be. Obviously, that's a bit far, me saying that, but you don't understand what I mean. We want the highest of heights.
Because we'll give you that confidence.
We'll scream for you, lad. Like, I'll lose my voice if you want, lad. No problem. If you just run down a wing for us. Like, genuinely, lad. So, I back him, lad. I absolutely give him me full trust next season. I hope Slot does. And I'm well behind him, lad. Definitely.
And he's only just 25 today.
He's a baby, lad. I'm not,
Really
you know what I mean? Like, he's just hitting his frontal lobe's just developed, lad. I said this last time about Marcus Rashford ages ago, yeah. Honestly, frontal lobe development is a big thing in your decision making, lad. So hopefully, going forward, he's a bit more mature in what he does. And it's a whole year on.
I think it was actually a 2-0 win last night, not 3-1.
No, it was 3-1.
Was it?
Against Panama?
Yeah, because it was 2-0 on 85 minutes, so there must have been 2 other late goals.
I think there was.
But yeah, I mean, there's some tweets that I'm looking at here that says Darwin Nunez must be the only striker in world football that gets criticised even when scoring goals. He is a polarising player if you're just watching, because you feel like he's going to do something, then he might not end up doing that.
He can get 4 goals, but he gets 2. That's the way it is.
1.
And that's fine. Do you know who else was exactly like that at the very start?
Suarez.
1, Suarez. 2, Mo Salah.
Mo Salah did score 44 goals.
He did in his first season.
But he could have scored 70.
Yeah. Genuinely, lad, like he was that. Mo Salah, I'm not trying to compare them seasons, but genuinely Mo Salah would miss 2 chances to score 1, but he still scored 44 goals. That's sort of what I see Darwin Nunez doing. He's always there. He's always there for the chance, lad. He just doesn't always bury them. Salah's going to have to teach him a bit at the finishing, and so is Jota. He's going to have to learn from these players. And Suarez, yeah.
I do like that attitude of, I might make 10 mistakes, but I'll try 11 times. And we've seen that at Liverpool. It's not as if anyone has ever said he's not trying, because you must be blind to say that, because you can clearly see he's trying. And what we also said about him last season was, you'd be more worried if he wasn't getting them chances that he's missing. Right, if he wasn't even getting any chances, that's a big worry, isn't it? But if he is getting the chances, then it's just the time and effort.
It's just the guilt edge chances that he gets. The ones where it's like, you have to score this one. Like this is a guilt edge chance.
Then you get a chance that you think, no way is he going to score that, and then he scores. Just like the Brentford goal last season.
Yeah, like the chip over the top, lad.
I was at that game and I see the ball go up and down. I went, you idiot! Yeah. I seen it come down. I went,
that was delicious, buddy. Honestly, like he's the most. I don't know what the word
is.
Polarising, no, but not even
confusing.
That. I just can't quite get me grasp on what you're going to do, mate. But that's part of
Who are you?
Yeah, what's going on, buddy?
What are you?
But either way, we're behind you, lad. That's all that matters,
and
right?
I like your shout there. I feel like it's crucial for him to also hear these positive sentences, these speeches about him, because we're all behind him. But anyway, let us know what you think about Darwin Nunez. We're going to keep a keen eye on him in Copa America.
Yeah.
It's a very tough competition to win that when you look at Argentina, Brazil,
Belter
Uruguay,
teams
Chile have won it in the past. But yeah, I'm hoping Uruguay can win it. I actually remember, being on holiday in Malta, 2011. We just signed Suarez, and I remember it was pre-season, and I watched Uruguay play, and they won the Copa America that season. And obviously Suarez came back and was a different man.
Yeah.
So potentially, let's see if Darwin can win this, and he comes back into the season going, I'm the man.
Yeah.
Just knock Messi out of the. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's what I want.
Yeah.
Second up for Hot Kopics today is that Liverpool will begin to use the Liverbird as the club's official logo across digital platforms, including Premier League TV broadcasting, for the build-up for next season and including the season. So right now, all the social platforms, Doyle, use that. But
I'm
at
going
the
to be
same
sad
time,
to see it go, lads, to be honest.
It's going to be that, which is the historic version of the crest. It was first used in the 50s. On the shirt this season, we have the Liverbird. We don't have the crest. I mean, anyone who's even been to the city of Liverpool knows that fictional character of the Liverbird is...
there might be some fans that actually don't know what it actually means. The Liverbird is basically 2 buildings in Liverpool. One looks over the city, one looks over the sea. And because it's a sailing city, it essentially mean that one's taking care of the sailors that have just went out to get fish or whatever they're doing, right, trade, whatever. And the other bird is looking after their families while they're away at sea. So it's a symbol of the city of Liverpool, essentially, which is funny, right? Because I can imagine Evertonians are like, why is that there, badge, lad? That represents us as well. You know what I mean? Don't wear white socks and put your sunnies on, lad. Nah, I will be sad to see the old badge go, right? Because it's history, innit? I love that.
But this is the actual old badge, though, if you think about it.
Yeah,
It's coming back. But yeah, you're right. The city symbol over the last 800 years are the metal liver birds that have held the position across Liverpool's skyline since 1911.
Yeah.
I mean, me and Mario did an episode from the top of the liver birds last year, the liver building last year. You know, I've got a great view of it from my flat.
Do you know when you take snapshots of memories in your brain?
That's what you
I have
see.
a beautiful one, right? When we won the Champions League in 2019, I was running down the street to catch the bus. And as I got to this street, I run down, I can see the crowd and the bus is just on the right of me here. And I ran down the street, lad, and I looked up to the left and the lava buildings are billowing with red smoke and there's fireworks coming out of them and I can see Mo Salah and Jurgen Klopp down there, lad, and it's all coming together. And it was the most stoic, poignant moment where I was just like, I love this city. I love this club. Like, I'll never forget that. That was a powerful, powerful moment in my football supporting
And I've
life.
got pictures of me as a kid, you know, 3-4 years old, with my dad holding me and we're on the ferry. And in the background, you can see the liver birds.
Synonymous with Liverpool. Like
it is, honestly, like, I love architecture. I used to want to be an architect before. I'm shit at maths.
I can see you doing that though, lad. That's mad, that.
Because I know, like, I could tell you how tall the Empire State is.
AGT, architects,
I could tell
bud.
you what year the Chrysler building was made and how it conflicted and competed with the height of the Empire State. The liver building, for me, is up there with any building in New York. For me, because I've been there and
It means a
me
lot
and
to us,
Jason
doesn't
were
it?
standing at the top of the edge doing a video once in New York a couple of years ago, and we obviously whipped the camera and the mic out, and a guy came up and was like, guys, what are you doing? I was like, I'm just filming Kop TV, mate. He's like, take that down, you can't film up here.
All right.
We were like 600 meters in the air.
Wow.
And there's planes like coming under you. It's a weird feeling.
Oh.
But the birds themselves, do you know what their names are?
The actual
The
lab
actual
birds?
birds?
They're not real birds, lad.
They're not real, but obviously, listen, you can't go to a zoo and say, where's the liver bear?
Yeah.
They don't
I love
exist.
lava bears, lad.
Not in real life, anyway. But Bertie and Bella.
Is that what they're called, yeah?
So
See, there's a little
Bertie's
bit of
looking out to sea and protecting everyone that side.
And Bella's
then Bella's looking inwards at the city. And
maternal. That makes
yeah,
sense.
It is.
Bit traditional, yeah?
Bit
Little
of
bit.
history for you.
But
yeah,
yeah.
on Hot Kopics. I'm sure Frank Carlisle knows all that already.
That's
by the
boss,
way.
that.
Shout out
Really
to
boss.
him. But there's more around the city. There's one in the Liverpool Town Hall. There's one on the Water Street. It is basically a city where that is definitely even the bins.
Yeah,
the
it's true.
council.
They got them all over
When
it.
I get a letter from Liverpool City Council, there's a big liver bird on it.
And then you get
It's never
fan,
good
bro.
news.
It's a
Yeah,
fan.
literally. It is. Honestly,
How many
when do you
shout-outs?
ever get good news in the post these days?
Never.
It's always shit news.
Never,
like, you've
ever,
not paid
ever.
this, or now you owe us this, or you're evicted because you got a dog.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
That happened.
You could have just said that in person, mate. But yeah, big up the liver birds, big up the crest, and I've got no issues with that because
Yeah, it's
that's history, mate.
Yeah,
that's
it's fine.
like
It's on the badge
it's
already
a
now,
nod
isn't it?
back to what we've been doing for.
I can't remember the last time we actually had the other badge on there, other than just a lava bear. To be quite honest, that must have been a while ago, 2007, 2008, something like that.
Do you know what? That's a good shout.
Gerard had it, I know that.
We definitely had it when we won the Carling Cup against Cardiff in 2012, and I think when Brendan Rodgers came in, not that
Changed.
he said to do it, but I think we went to the yellow liver bird.
Yeah.
And one of Rodgers' things when he first came to Anfield was he put red nets back in the goal. I don't know if you remember this.
Did he?
We had white nets, and then he came in and said, what coloured nets did we have like in the 70s under Shankly? And they said red. And he's like, we'll
Red
make
nets.
the nets red then.
Yeah,
Not
but
it-
nearly
not
worked.
it- yeah, it
Nearly
almost
worked,
worked,
lad.
It almost worked. Right, some really beautiful news this actually. As you'll be aware, Liverpool captain and legend Alan Hansen was in hospital, but there is a really serious positive update after his illness, right? He was taken obviously very ill a fortnight ago, and on June the 9th it was disclosed that he was seriously ill. I'll be honest, the whole footballing world in the Liverpool fraternity anyway reached out and you know, wished him his best. A lot of people thought he might not come through the other side, but the club announced that Alan, Janet, Adam, Lucy and family would like to thank everyone for their wonderful messages of love and support. It's been overwhelming and has helped enormously. We also hugely appreciate the ongoing respect that has been shown for our privacy as Alan continues his recovery. Graham Souness told TalkSport, I spoke to him yesterday and he sounded absolutely fabulous. So I hope that's him on the way to a full recovery. I've been speaking to his son and Janet, his wife. And he got the train on Saturday and I was looking for my seat and my phone rang and I could see it was Big Al. And I was thinking, oh no, don't answer that. So I sat down and got the courage to phone back and he answered the phone. He's definitely back because he did nothing but take the piss out of me.
Boss.
Won 16 trophies across 620 games for Liverpool.
Insane.
Genuinely
legend.
one of the best defenders that's ever played the game.
Yeah.
You look
Not just
at
for Liverpool, just like
Virgil van Dijk. He was the OG Virgil van Dijk in that era. So
16
yeah, all the best, man. You know, it's I can do his accent. The cross comes in.
Proper fighter.
Shocking
Terrible.
defending. Shocking defending. Diabolical. But yeah, shout out to Alan Hansen, man. What a
glad to see you
fantastic piece of news that is.
Yeah, that's great. That.
Brilliant. Moving on to our next hot Kopic. Hate to talk about it again, Doyle. But obviously England played the other night. Trent was dragged off after 53 minutes. I've been defending him.
It's doing my head in.
Right. I genuinely, I don't even want to talk about it anymore. I'd rather him not play.
I know.
I'd rather him just not play.
It's one of them. He's under scrutiny, right? Because he's the new addition to the midfield. And yes, I can see everyone's points about he's not quite fitting in the way we would like him to. What did Gareth Southgate say? There's no natural replacement for Calvin Phillips. Like, go away, lad. Right, so
that's him. But why would you?
My take on this,
don't
right?
Even say that
I know
out
it's
loud.
stupid, lad.
Think it, but don't even
Trent's
say it.
better, bud. Yeah, I mean, it's not a sense defensive mid, but still. Anyway, Trent is being played out of position. Yeah, how many games he has in centre mid? Probably 10 in his senior career, right? As a youth, probably in midfield loads, right? But the reason why he got moved back to right back is what Gary Neville said. It's because probably he didn't have the defensive attributes, or he didn't have the position, or he didn't have something. But he definitely deserves to be on the pitch because he's special in other ways.
Awareness, maybe
it can be, right? But I also think on the other side of things, Trent's doing as good as he can, given the combination of players he's playing with, right? So how can you put somebody like Foden on the wing who loves the ball to his feet? How can you put somebody like Kane up front who loves the ball to his feet? These lads don't like the ball in behind. There's a reason why Trent and Saka, every time they play together, have a wonderful synergy. And it's because he's the only one that gets in behind, lad. So Trent looks for him every time.
Or he stays high and wide and he knows that switch.
Because he's a winger, lad. He's a proper winger. If you have Gordon there, you'd have Watkins there. Trent finds them so much throughout the game. And even so, both games that he's played, he's created most chances, which is mad to me, right?
And he's not played a full game in it.
He's played 54 minutes in his game, or 60 minutes.
Use the stats. So I've been guilty of this.
Yeah, you watch football with your eyeballs. Yeah, we know this, lad.
And we'll be honest, we've seen him play much better games, right? We have. And I'm not, for 1 minute, sitting here and saying, you know, he's had a great game, because he
we're not saying that.
He didn't.
But we are saying he's being scrutinised worse than other players.
The context of it all is there's other players that were even worse than him, and his style of play suits someone like you say, stretches the play. Not Foden, who's tucking in, or Kane, who's coming back to get the ball.
He loved the ball to the feet.
Like you say, Watkins, Gordon would absolutely love playing with Trent, because all he has to do is that, and he's in.
Go ahead, lad.
Right? And Trent just finds
little
him.
Blonde hair.
So what we're saying is, I don't think the experiment is done. If anything, like, I just want him to get back to Liverpool now and really focus on the new season.
Just play the model, lad. He just needs to get Trent, Bellingham, Rice, Foden. Yeah, take Trent off, lad. I don't care.
Or have him right back and take Walker out.
But you can't take Walker out, because Walker is just genuinely an elite right back. He is. He's good at what he does.
Yeah.
And this is what I said to Liverpool fans last season. Everyone's like, move Trent to midfield. The reason why I said I don't want him there is because he has so much more responsibilities going there, lad. He has to position himself in the right place. He has to tackle. He has to cover. He can't have the natural freedom that he wants to find the balls and have that footballing ability. Show that. He needs time. He definitely does. But when you give him time, look what he did last season. He was brilliant last season.
Yeah.
So he's just not being played right. I think Gareth is not playing the right tactics, and it's because of a lack of awareness of his players, I guess. Because when you look at Germany, you look at Spain, for me, Julian Nagelsmann is the best manager in this tournament, and it's evident by his team. He plays the positions in the right parts of the pitch, lad.
Which doesn't sound hard to do, but
he's just been basically what's happened is Gareth Southgate has been tormented, lad, for playing practical, methodical, boring football, right? And so what he's done is went, all right then, I'll put on all the attackers. Let's put on all of the best players and see what happens. Yeah. And that's not how football works, right? We had Gerrard, we had Lampard, we had Scholes, and that didn't work either when we put all them on. play them to their strengths. That's what we're asking you to do.
Yeah.
So maybe on the 60th minute, Kyle Walker's shattered and you bring Trent on and right back, lad, and then you'd have Rice and Bellingham, one of them covering him while he goes into the midfield to do that inverted role. Like, use your nous, lad.
Say Declan Rice, because I saw an interview with him, I think it was with ITV Sport, and he was asked about the midfield. They didn't say, I think it was Gabriel Clark, I think was the interviewer, very experienced interviewer. He didn't say the name Trent, but he did say, what's the problem in midfield at the minute? So Declan Rice, and do you know what? This is the best I've seen Declan Rice speak. I thought he was excellent. And obviously, look, Trent's one of his mates, so he's going to defend him. But he said, I'll defend all of my boys until I never put on an England shirt. Trent is one of the best players I've ever seen. Don't call for someone to play in a position and then backtrack all because you think he had a bad game or something. I'll tell you now, Trent can play in midfield. I love that.
The boys are backing him, Bellingham and Rice, lad. Boom, boom. The boys is right.
But he's right. In the interview, he goes on to say, half the country said, put Trent in midfield, including Liverpool fans.
Yeah.
It happens. Get him out. You can't win. And again, 53 minutes against Denmark, 56 minutes, whatever it was, against
he brings
Serbia.
on the players that he would do well with as well, which was he brought Watkins on and he brought, was it Eze? Yeah. Them two he'd do well with.
Eze does cut in a lot.
He does, but he can run. He can run in
go
behind.
I'd personally prefer to see someone like a Gordon there.
Me too.
But I like that from Rice. Now, I whacked it in the WhatsApp group and Flex and Cess were going, yeah, he's only saying that because he's going to back his mate, or, you're naive to think like Declan Rice is, he says that Gareth Southgate's a great manager. So I rated though, man, because he's obviously been asked a question that he knows is going to put his mate in a difficult situation, and he's come out and said Trent can play in midfield. And if Declan Rice is telling me, or Gabriel Clark, or the people, that Trent is one of the best players he's ever seen and that he can play in midfield, I'm going to listen to him.
Yeah, me too.
And not Robbie Lyle.
This is the
right?
This
He's
is
never
the
played a minute of professional football.
I get it.
Life.
I do. But I also have been watching it with my eyeballs and it's still not working, lad, right? It isn't. So maybe he needs to be on with different combination of players and that'll be able to play to his strengths. It isn't quite what we would have liked it to be, right? His defensive game and his press is not quite what Rice's or Bellingham's is.
No,
and we understand that.
We know that.
But he is genuinely, this is the problem with natural footballers, right? He's one of the best natural footballers I've ever seen. And I really mean what I say when I say that. Natural footballer. That's why when you compare him against like Reece James and Aaron Wan-Bissaka, he is complete. There's so much that he can do that the others can't.
But
you have to have him on the pitch.
The others do better.
Yeah, but then his defensive side of it, he is weak at that. So Reece James does take him and Aaron Wan-Bissaka does. But they're not as natural footballers as he is. It's a weird thing to say. I can't quite get me point across.
I know what you mean, though.
He is a very, very natural. He's brilliant on the ball, lad. He looks wonderful. But yeah, I don't think it's quite working in this English team. I've got to be honest. Same for Foden. Don't think it's working for Foden either.
Do you see what X and Robbie said about me or about Trent?
No.
Robbie on Best of Enemies looked down the camera. I wasn't even here. He went, AGT, Trent cannot play in midfield, right? When he plays in midfield, he looks like, and then said he looks like, and then X came and said, yeah, he looks like Trent Alexander-Gilday-Trott in midfield. That's fair, lad.
It's one of them. Nah,
you see me in midfield?
It's one of them, lad. We're going to back him, aren't we? And we're going to have a little bit of bias there because he's our boy, and plus he's a scouser, so even more bias. But I do think there are valid points to what we're saying. He's not playing in the best combination of players. He's not playing to his strengths. He's playing in a position where he's being scrutinised. He's only played 10 games there. Everybody's been calling for it. Southgate's put on all the best players trying to hope that they'll just do it themselves without having any tactical nous about how he's going to play them. I just think it's all being set up essentially in the wrong way. It really has. I don't think he's being allowed to play to his strengths in the way that we'd like, even though he's created the most chances in both of the games that he's played, just saying. And even though other players have had terrible performances, Rice had a terrible performance last game as well, lad, just saying.
That's the worst I've ever seen, Rice.
The best player.
I'm one of Rice's biggest fans. I love Rice.
He's amazing. He is the best centre defensive mid in the league with Rodri and, with Rodri. Them two are neck and neck, lad, genuinely. I think they're brilliant. But he did have a bad game, so did Foden. They just did. It's the same reason, like Trent, everyone can say he had a bad game. They did. They all had a bad game. They were all not good because of Gareth Southgate's tactics, lad, because he's lacking. If we had Julian Nagelsmann, that's why they call him for Klopp, lad. This is why they're all asking for
That's why
Klopp.
Robbie wants Klopp.
Because
Robbie's begging for
lad,
Klopp.
if Klopp was in this team, lad, genuinely, I'd never want to see it happen. But also, if it was,
It just won't. But hypothetically,
we would dominate, lad.
Oh, wow.
Like, genuinely, he'd get the boys feeling great. He'd get them playing on the strength to the strengths, and he'd get the team playing attacking football.
they'd all die for him. And listen, you can't knock the respect and what Gareth Southgate has created.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to them key moments, he can't win a trophy.
It's so difficult, right? Because
he's
in
very
reality,
defensive.
he's actually the best manager we've had in like 60 years. Because we've never... Did we get to finals? No. Did we get to semi-finals? No. So his style of football actually has been successful in tournaments to a certain degree. But what we're expecting is just not matching up. That's all it is, because the players that we've got are so talented. Well, like, I watch him score screamers every day in the Prem, lad. Why can't you just get him doing it for you? And it's because, you know, it's just not the same with this tactician, lad. He does it completely different.
I mean, the tactic, I should say the graphic that just made me think, what is this? Is the heat map or the average positions when England were 1-0 up, right? They're 1-0 up.
Yeah.
And then they retreat.
Drop. It's mad.
Even Pickford went back.
Think
about that for a second.
It's also... I know, how the hell does
Pickford
that
went
happen?
back from 8 yards to 4.
It's also tournament footy, right? And I think in my mind, different mentality comes into tournament football. When you go 1-0 up in the league, yeah, you know you've got to go and score another goal, like, because the quality's there and they'll score another one, and you've just got to keep batting on, right? In the tournaments, you know, if I just get this 1-0 and we just get over the line, we've got the 3 points and that's all that matters. You'd have a different mentality, so you don't push in certain ways that you would, and you don't take risks in the certain ways that you would in the Premier League games. I think that's what it is. And I think that's just playing into the mentality of Gareth, the players, and the fans, genuinely.
100%. Moving on from that, we'll stay with the Euros. Hungary, in the last 20 seconds, knocked out Andy Robertson, Scotland last night. Do you know what? I did feel a bit gutted for Scotland, I'll be honest.
Should have had a pen, that's why, lad.
50-50 for me.
That was a pen, that lad.
He throws himself around a little bit.
Nah, pen that. He's definitely unbalanced. He's unbalanced a little bit, but if he doesn't get volleyed...
Have you seen the slow-mo, though?
Yeah.
When he kind of...
Yeah, like he's pivoting a little bit, but if he doesn't get volleyed in the back of the calf, he doesn't somersault the way he does, lad. Genuinely, that's a foul.
Yeah. Listen, it's probably 60% penalty, 40% not, in my opinion.
Dead right penalty, me, lad.
Well, let us know in the chat. But it was Dominic Soberslai's Hungary that earned that last-minute winner that could keep their Euro 2024 hopes alive. But there was a really worrying injury that happened to Varga, who I think in the end Vargas Varga is expected to undergo surgery after breaking several bones in his face. Also got concussion as well. You know, Soberslai, as the captain, the leader of the team, the country, was instrumental in getting him the medical attention that he required immediately. You know it's dangerous, and you know it's not a good sign when the players are going like that.
Yeah. And they started shielding him on all hands.
And they were shielding him. The old, you know, what are they called? They put the tent kind of round.
Yeah, the sheet.
The sheet, and you're thinking, we've been here before with Ericsson. And then, you know, I'm looking at a picture now of Soberslai grabbing the bed, basically, the stretcher, and sprinting over.
He ran over, didn't he? And he grabbed it and he pulled him along.
Sprinting over. And I've never seen that before on a football pitch.
That's why he's so hailed in Hungary, lad.
And Soberslai did wear Varga's number 19 shirt at the end of the game.
Seen that.
But listen, he was concussed. It didn't look good. But at the same time, to know that it's, you know, a broken cheekbone or something like that, then
much better than what
it could have been, right? Yeah. So thank God that, you know, he made it through the end of the game, and, you know, obviously went and had surgery as well.
Who says football's from up, I'd say? Because, wow, broke his face literally playing for his country, lad.
Broke his face.
Good on you, lad.
Big up to him, bro.
Yeah.
I think that's it, you know. Some decent hot Kopics there we've gone through.
Also,
one more little thing.
Arne Slot, lad. We haven't talked about Arne Slot's interview.
Okay.
Yeah. Just
good
great.
Start. So, yeah. £10, please.
Bloody hell!
You remember this from last week? You should have just ended the show.
I know, lad.
Was it last week or the week before? We both said on the stream, I think it was a live show, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We both said dates that we think that, you know, Arne Slot would officially drop that interview. You said, was
15th of July. You
15th of July.
You said 15th of
July. Right,
June.
which again, that's 3 weeks away.
Yeah, that's
still.
crazy, Doyle. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'd be
as soon as I
fuming
said
if
it, I was like,
didn't
it's
see
too late. I've
anything.
said it now.
So that's 3 weeks away, and then I said June 15th, and I think we ended up getting it June 19th or something like that.
Yeah.
So I'll have that £10
No
cash.
problem, bud. No
Yeah,
problem,
I'd like
bud.
cash,
Yeah, bud.
or just buy me brekkie or whatever. And yeah, we saw his interview. Now, was it what you expected?
Yeah, to be
Yeah.
honest with you, he's following on for Klopp is difficult because he's the most charismatic man you've ever seen in your life, and he knows exactly how to handle people, the media, and the fans. And so, not underwhelmed. I'm not going to say I was underwhelmed. It was a professional man talking about a professional football club and a professional job.
Yeah.
That's what it was, right? I'm going to come in and I'm going to do a good job because I'm a good manager. Okay? That type of thing. He also tried to talk about the similarities between the two cities, and he would never have left Feyenoord if it wasn't for a good club, and how he's building a relationship with Virgil already. And yeah, great. All nice, standard interview stuff for a manager. I'm happy with it. But
Yeah.
let's just see what he's like around the players. I'd like to see how he makes them react at half time, how he gets them going for the first game. The first game's not going to be easy, lad. I cannot believe we've got a team coming up away.
12:30.
It's the way, honestly, I know like you can get the big six, you can get Man City or Arsenal or something, yet you can. That's terrible to get. But also, the second round of terribleness is getting a team that's just been promoted in the first game at their ground. That's it. There's
Owned
no
by
hard.
Ed Sheeran.
Owned by Ed Sheeran, yeah. I forgot about that. They're going to be going for it, lad. This is like, it doesn't matter if they lose. They'll just be going for it. They'll be so excited. How long's it been since they've been in the Prem?
That is,
20 years or something mad?
Yeah. I'd actually go as far as saying,
Horrible.
listen, like you said, City, United, I mean, we've got United third game away. It doesn't get any easier. But that is the top 2 or 3 hardest games. And I know you're saying, well, it's a promoted team. It's the one place you don't want to go to on the first sun shining, 12:30.
Doesn't matter if you're City or Arsenal or Liverpool. That's a proper hard game, lad.
And bear in mind, it's Man United and Arsenal in pre-season, and Real Betis and Sevilla. And then it's Ipswich, Brentford, Man United away. So we're playing United twice in the space of a month. Again,
buddy.
Yeah.
Buddy.
Honestly, man.
I need this.
I actually hate playing them so much, bro.
Arne.
Apart from if it's at Anfield 7-0.
His name's Arne, innit?
Arne.
Arne. Yeah, Arne.
Arne.
Yeah, but we probably can't say that because we're Scouse, yeah. So we're just going to say Arne. And he said he accepts that, so that's okay, yeah. Arne Slot. You're going to have to do a good job against Man United, like, because last season, honestly, like the rage I felt playing them. So this season, just punch the heads in for us, and then it doesn't really matter if you finish like 4th or 3rd. Just punch the top 6 heads in, especially Man United, please. Yeah.
Yeah. Just before we go, Liverpool have received interest for Tyler Morton and Bobby Clark from the Bundesliga from Pep Linders.
Really?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
RB Leipzig would potentially like to bring them both over. Tyler Morton had a great season last year at
He's
Hull.
went to RB Leipzig.
He's the manager of RB Leipzig.
Lad, why did I think it was Salzburg? Are you sure?
Hang on.
It's Salzburg, brother.
Pep.
It's definitely Salzburg. And it's the Austrian league.
It is.
Yeah.
FC Red Bull Salzburg.
Yeah, it's that
so
one.
I got that wrong.
So it's them that's got interested
Fact
in him,
check.
or is it Leipzig that's got interested in him?
No, it's Leipzig that are interested in Morton.
That's big,
They're interested in Morton at
That's
Leipzig,
big.
but I think Salzburg are interested in Bobby Clark. I always get confused between the two,
Right.
I'll be honest.
Do you know my honest opinion on this, right? Honestly, Bobby Clark, Morton, if you get an opportunity to go to Leipzig, go, lad. Genuinely. Liverpool loves you, and you've done well for us, but probably you're not going to get much game time with the two players that we've got in front of you, especially with you, Bajitic there right now. He's our young prospect, okay? So if you can get a move like
It's a
that off
big
the back
move,
of what
that.
you've been doing performance-wise for
From
Liverpool, go, lad, go. And especially the young English players at the moment doing well in Germany, do it, lad. I want to see them thrive, genuinely. Do that, lads. I think that's brilliant news, that lad.
Yeah, let us know in the
I don't want
chat.
to see them go. Obviously, I don't want to get rid of them. I'm just saying, for them personally, go and do it, lads. You'll
Paul
develop
Joyce.
so much there.
Paul Joyce from the Times said that he's commanded attention from Leipzig as well as Sevilla, Feyenoord, Frankfurt, and some in the Premier League.
And he's
as
usually
well.
right him as well, isn't he?
And
That Paul
loads
Joyce.
of championship teams want him as well.
He's usually right him as well.
Yeah,
is
he's
he
always
like
right.
19? aren't he?
21.
21.
Tyler Morton.
Lad, I think do it. If you get a call up to Leipzig, like go.
Yeah, and it looks like Lenny Euro.
Yeah, he's got
He's
Real
going to
Madrid. Yeah, of course.
So that's great.
So it was Real Madrid, Liverpool, and Man United. I've seen it, yeah, and I just went, okay, then so Madrid. Then that's where
So
he's going.
Madrid, yeah.
So Madrid, yeah.
Then us. Then
Is there any other team in the world that has the pull like them? They've got the biggest pull in football, right?
They do.
Yeah.
but I feel like I was talking about this on the Big Six yesterday. Sometimes I feel like they're the only club in world football sometimes that can just steal a player from under our...
From anybody, lads.
Yeah,
not
from
just,
anyone.
Yeah.
But I feel like in
Even Man
terms
City.
of the big dogs, we're very big dogs, but they'll always be bigger than us.
Yeah.
But it's like the one team in club football that I'm like, it's Real Madrid.
I said it last time, someone's got to be the best, and unfortunately, it's not us, it's them.
Yeah, for a lot of the times. But, you know, it is what it is. Right. Good show that. We've got a lot off our chest. We spoke obviously about, you know, Soboslai's involvement last night, how great he was.
Honestly, what a leader.
Darwin's birthday, Feliz cumpleaños, scored for Uruguay. What type of Darwin's going to come back in July, August? And a load of other stuff. So let us know how you feel about all those things in the chat. England play tomorrow. I assume that there'll be more chat about Trent.
Let's see if it, and that's a question for you. Do you think he'll start again? Do you think he'll start against Slovenia?
Probably not. Slovenia, though.
Also, Dick,
how can Trent not be starting against
Slovenia's
Slovenia,
kit,
bro?
by the way, tomorrow when you watch it, Slovenia's white kit is sick. I don't know why,
Yeah,
but
I've seen it.
it's
It's
sick.
the same template as Liverpool's last season, isn't it? I think so.
Anyway, it's boss.
Red, blue, and white, isn't it? Right. We'll lock it up there. We'll be back next week. As always, on the Hot Kopics podcast, don't forget to smash that like button. Do us a favour. Subscribe
please,
to the channel
buddies.
if you haven't already. And then, of course, make sure that you go over and listen to us on the audio platforms as well, because it's not just a visual. We have got the old audio for you too.
Also, one more thing before we do go. If there's anything that you wanted to talk about next week, send us it to the Instagram, send us it to TikTok, whatever it is. Just send us a message. Send it personally to one of us. We'll talk about what you want to talk about
Yeah.
as well.
Get your Hot Kopics lined up and we'll debate them for you.
And with that, buddy.
And with that, time to put the shades on, head back outside and enjoy life.
It's 30 degrees.
Right, guys, see you next week. Take care.
Bye.
All the best. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. If you've enjoyed this, make sure you check out the rest of the channel too. There's other stuff you'll enjoy for sure.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Kop TV,
The voice of football's most famous
dads. Come on.